Hi everyone, it's Sunday and you still had one that I wanted to do. That's the one with PVA glue. So what I have in here is PVA with 10% water, and I will show you the PVA. This is the PVA that I use. It's bookbinding glue, as you can see right there. Why I use this is because it's acid-free and it is archival. Also, this is used to bind paint, pigments, to make paint. So that's why I use this, because this is something that I think, you can sell because it's archival, right? Okay, so what I want to do is get my last little bit of unbleached titanium and put that in there. As you can see, it's not that much, but because of the vallejo paint being so pigmented, you don't really need much, and the rest of it will be PVA glue. Now we're going to stir this up, just like that. Make sure you hit the sides and in the middle on the bottom and get it all nice and smooth. And this is, for me, this is the right consistency. There'll be bubbles, guys, but that's because, I'm making this as we speak, and normally I would say make this a day on forehand or a couple of days. Just put a lid on it and it'll work perfectly. Right now I am starting to really mix up a lot of paint because after this I'm going to be doing the Winsor & Newton ones, but then on a bigger canvas. But like I said, sorry, someone already noticed that I was getting a cold. But that's something that's going to be going on for a long while, because we are just having, the most wettest winter ever, because it's raining all day. This one needed a little bit of water. Sometimes you have to add just a little bit of water extra, just to make it the same fluid, the same thickness as the other colors. But like I said, I'll have a cold for a couple of months, because when you work in a place where there are a lot of people packed together in one room, one or two only have to be sick, and that's how it works. Okie dokie. Oh, well, at work, the first people have heard that, they have to be ready, because some of them are going to get laid off. So there is movement, but we haven't heard anything about the team managers yet. But I guess that'll be coming pretty soon. You never know. And really, I'm not that worried about it, people. If that's the case, that I get laid off, then I'll be doing a lot more art. I'll go to art shows and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to give it a go. I'm not that good in selling paintings, as you might have noticed, because well, I don't know. I'm just not that business-like. But if I get laid off, I'll have to get more business-like. It'll have to happen, and I think I can do that. But right now, when I want to do things during the week, there's just no time. I go to work. When I get back, you're tired. You'd want to talk with the hubby. Can't just, come home and take a dive into the studio, because then the hubby will get sort of a little cranky. You work all day and then you're in the studio all day, blue, blue, blue. Yeah, so I don't want to do that. Okay, I think we have a nice little color mixture. That looks kind of cute, right? I would have liked a little bit of green turquoise also. Why don't we do that? Yes, we do. The good thing about the vallejo fluids is they mix really well. So I'm going to put in a little bit of teal and a little bit of permanent green, just a little spot, as you can see there. And then we'll see what that mixes into. And remember, this is only PVA with a little bitty water. Look at that color. That is cute. I like that color. See that, the difference? And that's just adding a little bit of permanent green to the teal, and you get this really nice greenish turquoisey color. Let's see if it's just as fluid as the rest. Yeah, okay. Let's tap this one and this one. Get rid of a few little bubbles because we don't want too many bubbles in the paint, right? Okay, now I'll put this all aside so I have some room to do some pouring. Uh-oh, I don't have my pouring cup. Here it is, but it's totally covered in gook. So I'll have to clean that out a little bit. Okay, it's pretty much clean. So I'm going to use the same cup because I kind of like this. I think you can buy something like this at a garage sale or something like that. Or maybe you'll find something that resembles this in a sort of a baking shop. Who knows? The silicone ones, I get a lot of questions about the silicone cups, these, you know, which you can squish. You can buy them on AliExpress. Just Google for, or just search for silicone cups. And they're not that expensive, but be ready to wait 3 to 6 weeks before you get it. It takes a long time. Oh, and by the way, they're going to build a huge distribution center in Belgium. So when you buy something on AliExpress, it only takes up to 72 hours to receive that stuff. So that's kind of new. I need a little bit more for the background, which I'm making right now. Okay, that one's empty. That can be thrown out. This one's empty also. That one out. Oops, didn't shake it. Okay, this is for the background part. This is for the pour, and this one is for the background. There's going to be a lot more of that. Let's put a little bit more in, just to be on the safe side. And we'll swirl it up. 2 days ago we had the shortest day in Holland, and really it is short. So the sun comes up around, I don't know, 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then around 4:30 it's almost dark. That's really a short day. And right now the days are going to get longer again, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm really sort of a spring and summer person, and not so much autumn and winter. Because the you know, your garden looks like it's dead, and I'm more for green leaves and stuff growing and sun shining. Yep. Okay, we're going to put this in. That's it. This one clings a little bit more to the cup than other paint, and that's normal because of it's PVA glue, right? So you have to really scrape it out. Here we go. Okay. Now yesterday again we had a discussion about how to call it, the footprint that this stuff leaves on the environment. That's the right way to say it. But really, guys, it's all up to you. You can level it out. Make sure you got, I don't know, solar panels, and you do good stuff for the environment. And this stuff, everything I use, all the plastic I use, is put into sort of a facility that burns it, and it's done with very good filters. Nothing's going to get into the environment. And then they make asphalt for the roads. So there's no waste and there's no stuff going on. So that's why I throw it away and I don't wash out the cups, because I don't need to. It's taken care of. Okay, guys, we're ready to do this. So I'm going to start off with the, there's a lot of bubbles in here. But, okay. You'll have less bubbles, of course, because you're going to let that paint stand for a while. So don't look at the bubbles. We're just going to look to see how this pours and how it behaves on the canvas. This one's a little thicker, I can see. More of this. I think it's a little thick, but okay. We'll have to do this anyway. A little more blue, just in case we need it. Put that aside. And the last of the unbleached titanium. Okay. Now we have them all layered in the cup. But I would also like to give it one little swirl, because otherwise it's just, you know, one color after another coming out. Here we go. I'm going to start, I think, with a really, really little thing here. I have to make sure I do it right. There it goes. Now that looks nice. You can see the separation of the colors. That's going well. And I'm going to give it a little bit more. It's not really coming out in different colors. That's something I really don't like, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, we're going to do the same to it. Push a lot of that paint under the edge. And then let it roll down a little bit. It's not as flowy as with the pouring medium, but that's okay. And this time I think I'll use my airbrush to manipulate the paint a little. Still have to have a little bit down here and up here. A little bit here. Now let's see what's going to happen. I'm going to spread it out. Spread it the other way because I don't like this bit here. So I'm going to pour that off, most of it. And this is the thing when you're going to do this technique, you can't tilt as much as I'm doing now. You'll lose most of the beautiful patterns you just poured. So maybe that if you're going to do this and you see that your pattern is all wonky and all gone, that's what's caused that, because you know you can't really do too much tilting or it's all going to be gone. But on the other hand, you know, you might get something that you like. I don't think this is too bad, although I'd really like something with a little blue down here. So I'm going to put some more paint in here and see what happens. So I'm going to make a little feather coming down there. And another one down there. And another one down here. Okay, that's it. That's all covered. A little spot here. That's all covered. Okay. Now, I'm not too fond of this one. It is looking okay, I guess, but not something that I'm really proud of. So I'm going to do something to it. So like this here, I want some stripes coming out of it. And I really think I have to use smaller sticks, because this is a little bit on the big side. I'm going to get one of my combs here. Nah, maybe not. Maybe only this bit here. And this bit there. And all of a sudden there's more motion and it looks a little bit more like something I would really like. There we go. Because it had a lot of motion and here there was a sort of nothing. So that makes it look a little bit better. But now I have to get the little air bubbles out. Okay, they're mostly gone. But what I would do right now is, if I had a lot of time, I would use the little stick to get rid of these little pockets, these little, but that's not like something. This works better in the other paint, but not in this paint. Let's see. Get rid of those really obvious little dots that we have. But you don't want to get too much into this, because under this top layer will be another color, and if you swipe it too much it'll come up, so that you don't really want to have that happen. I think I'll just leave it like this. It's okay for me. Let me put it away and we'll add some silicone to the paint and we'll see if it has cell action. The others are still drying, and I'm not going to move them yet, so I guess I'll show you next week how they turned out. Because you don't want to, I don't want to move them right now. So a little bitty bit of silicone. And we will see what happens, because I'm pretty sure you want to know. So when you're going for the bookbinder's glue, try to get stuff that's archival. That's important. And you have to read on the label that it's, because it's white when it's wet, but when it dries, it's transparent. That's very important. So make sure you get that. Has to be transparent when it dries, because otherwise it'll mingle with your paint and it won't be that good. So, okay. Now I'm going to put it on here. We're gonna give it a little bit of the white. This is a little bit, oh, it's running really slow, but that's okay. I can work with it. Maybe I should just, you know, clean this off a little bit. That's it. Okay. My husband's going to make me a different stand for the iPad, so I have more room, because it's a little narrow. But I'd like a little bit more room. And a little bit of this in the middle, at the end, and in the beginning. Okay. There's my little palette knife. And we're going to swipe it down and swipe it back up. And see if this sells up. Oh yeah. That stuff sells right like crazy. And it is pretty much the sort of cells I really do like, because if you see up close, let's see if I can get you in close. See that? That's nice. It does give a lot of cells, but I think I'd like some more dark cells on top. See what happens there. Yeah, you're not really seeing it in focus. Now you are. But usually we would just pour it. I could do that. Let's see. But this is just to show you, you know, if this stuff will sell, and will not sell like selling it, but if you get sell action, that's what I want to really show you. So you could easily paint with only the vallejo and the PVA glue. That'd be okay. I'm going to do a little flip cup now, so you can see that too. So putting in the blue, putting in some of this yellow, and we're going to put in some greeny turquoisey. And I'm going to give it a little swirl in the cup. That's that. And we're going to plop it right on top there. And make it come out. Ooh, I've got a big cleanup to do in a bit. So this would be like the canvas, which we are going to be tilting. Okay, that's enough tilting. And now we're going to see about the cells. And there it goes. So that is a lot of cell action. See that? So that's perfectly okay. Okay, guys, thanks for sticking with me through this experiment. And I have a big cleanup to do, and then I'm going to go and pour a really large, two large canvases with the Winsor & Newton, which I mixed 3 days ago. We're going to have some fun. See you in a bit. Later.